It's the post-race press conference from the St. Louis Supercross. Congratulations to Marvin Musquin, Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac, 450 podium. Marvin, I'll start with you. Great night. You mentioned the podium press day, and I was watching yesterday too, throwing whips, kind of just had that mood. What's that from? Is it comfort with the bike, just the week off? I mean, what kind of led into yesterday, just the way you're feeling and carried into tonight?
No, I mean, it's been like this pretty much all year. You know, different program, training with David Villeman, staying in California, doing my thing. It's a lot different than what I've done for the past 7 years. So that's exactly what I wanted. It's something a lot different. You never know if it's going to work out. But, yeah, I trusted David Villeman, and I always wanted to have him you know, in my corner. So, yeah, up and down year. But, yeah, like you mentioned, just yesterday, press day, I like doing press day. Just, you know, it's just fun, you know. There's nothing, no lap times, no nothing. So just so much fun. I really wanted to carry that to race day. Triple crowns are pretty tough. You got to be on it. I mean, it reminded me when I was sitting on the line for the third moto. It reminded me of the Monster Cup back in 2017, where I can't screw up that start if I want to win. So that's exactly what happened. I had a good start and overall a great day.
After the race, we talked a little bit too about the track, and you said you liked how technical it was and it was a little bit busier. Just your thoughts overall on the soil of the track, and is this the direction that you like more, obviously, when it's a little slower, more technical?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I do try to talk to the guy that built the track. Yeah, I know they don't want to do too steep of jumps and stuff, but today, this weekend, just that off-camber, like send section, double off-camber, double, like inside. I mean, this is tough. Like you have to be so precise. If you mess up, then you got to roll, basically. So we need to see more of these sections. Rhythm sections were nice too. I mean, amazing dirt here in St. Louis. So overall, like an amazing track. I really enjoyed it, and then you can't like let off. I mean, you just got to be on it the whole time if you want to be consistent. If not, you lose so much time.
Well, congratulations. Jason Wygant, Racer X, we'll start with you.
Yeah, thanks. I'll go to you, Marv. So it's really nothing different. It just kind of fell into place. It's not like you've made huge changes, say, over the last 4 or 5 weeks, because the results keep getting better, but it's nothing significant on your end?
No, not at all. Yeah, we did have a weekend off. I did take some few days off, which I'm not used to. So yeah, it's just been feeling good, and going into race day, feeling just relaxed and just ready to race. The bike has been the same as the last few weekends, so no changes.
Michael Antonovich.
Cool. Thanks, Daniel. Marvin, for you, Roger said that this weekend you were leading the charge. It was up to you to defend the brand with Cooper being gone. You've had a lot of responsibility this year, though, just in testing the bike. How do you feel about that responsibility and that role you have within this group?
Yeah, I can definitely put more pressure on myself, but I know what I have to do, and I know why I'm here. So. And, you know, that remind me, I've been on my own, like by myself in the Red Bull KTM team a few times in my career, especially outdoors. So it wasn't so new. But, yeah, unfortunately for the brand, Cooper wasn't here. So definitely happy for the team and the brand to get on the top step of the podium. That's huge, yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
David Iser.
Thanks, Daniel. Sorry, Marvin, you're getting roosted with questions. I got one more for you before we move on to the other guys. You're 5th in points. You have 4 podiums and a win. Is there any chance at all that you postpone your retirement and come back next year for one more year?
I mean, yeah, like I said, changing my program big time this year was a test, and to change my program to feel, to do different things to see if it helps to keep going racing for sure. And at the same time, it's important to show myself, to prove myself that I'm still capable of doing great things.
So you're saying there's a chance you can come back in 2023 in Supercross?
I mean, yeah, I need a contract for that.
All right, that's his offer. Now he's put it out there. Thanks, Mark.
Jamie, Moto X Pod.
Let's go to Eli. Eli, you mentioned a couple changes made. The first two first two races weren't horrible, but they weren't obviously the performance you had in the final race. Do you think it was the changes or just the better start that made most of the difference in that third one?
It was the start. I think back to it now. I'm like, yeah, it made it feel a little bit better. We did a little fork change, but it didn't matter. I put myself in, up front there in the third one, and that was it. And everyone else was on it tonight. I had just a tougher time tonight, trying to make up time, right? And I wasn't making that time tonight, so wasn't my jam in those first two motos.
Yeah, you're still not a big fan of the Triple Crown, huh?
Whatever. This one once again, it was nasty in the third one. I mean, the whoops are pretty much gone at the end of the night.
Right. Thanks, man.
Alex Gobert.
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Alex Gobert, MotoOnline.com. This one I'll give it to Chase. For you to come out to win one of the races tonight, congratulations on that. How's the feeling, though, to be back on the podium, obviously get that race win? What's the emotion right now? Happy with that overall?
Yeah, it was good to come out and get a win the first race. I felt really good. I felt good all day on the bike. Definitely a lot more comfortable. I did some outdoor riding our week off, and then did a little bit of Supercross testing last week, which we found some things that helped, and I just felt a lot more comfortable, which I feel like it showed. And the first start was really good, which helped me in that first race. But just kind of my starts fell off as the second two races, but like everyone said, everyone was on it, so I had to kind of catch back up in that third one. But overall, it was a good building step, and happy to be healthy after all my crashes I've had. So just looking forward to build, and going back to Atlanta Speedway is cool. I was pretty fond of it last year, so excited to go back there and try and get to the top step.
Right on. Thank you.
Revista Moto.
Hey, thank you, Daniel. Hey, Chase, can you talk about what it is for people like myself who are not as talented as an elite as you are as an athlete? You look like you've had some serious crashes, yet you're on the box and a podium tonight. How do you explain your resiliency?
It's been tough, especially after that last one. I was pretty down after Seattle, just not being able to race, and it just felt like it kept happening and just came out of nowhere. So I kind of just have to put it all behind me. I feel like I was close to getting back to where I was beginning of the season. Just had to find a few things to get some more comfort back, and I think we found them. So obviously we keep making changes, but it's just nice to have some comfort and feeling back with the bike. It's been a good last week, and just want to keep moving. But it was definitely challenging mentally just to keep pushing. But you just got to keep going, because you never know when you're going to get to that peak.
Great, thank you.
Trent Moto Limited.
Thanks, Daniel. Trent Moto Limited. I'll go back to Marv. Chad Reed was in the box tonight for that final race, and kind of said that your role within that KTM team has always been that Mr. Consistent guy. The two guys that were expected to win races are out, and you're the one still there and getting a race win. How does that sit with you, knowing that each year you're kind of relied on at the back end of these seasons to be that guy that's still there at the end of this championship?
Yeah, I've been racing for a long time, and there's a few seasons where a lot of guys were getting hurt. So it's part of it. It shows that you have to be consistent. You have to be, I don't know. Yeah, you have to be careful sometimes too. I mean, you can't just send it or whatever. I'm in my position. Like, to be honest, there are some races where hey, I can't go. More like I if not, it would be too dangerous. So it's important to see where your limits are. And this season, a few podiums were really, really nice. To be on the podium this year for a couple times, it was my goal. Right now I got to win. It was, to be honest, it was not expected. I mean, I was. Yeah, maybe, the people around me, they would be, kind of mad at me, but because, I need to expect more of myself or believe it more in myself. But, hey, those guys are really fast. They're really fit. They're working really hard with their teams. So everybody's working really hard. So it's just amazing to be back and winning another one. You know, last year I only won one main event, but yeah, looks like this year another one. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Be consistent and see where we end up on the championship.
Awesome. Thank you.
LeBig.
Yeah, this is Lebig with LebigUSA.com. That's a question for Marv. Can you tell us a little bit more about your work with David Villemin? I mean, obviously, it's a big help on your side. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really glad this worked out. You know, I knew he was training, you know, another rider and really involved with him. So, you know, when I asked him, I wanted to work with him. You know, I didn't know if it was gonna happen, and it did. And when DV is involved in something, he committed 100%. So it's going good. We work hard, but we have good times at the same time. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to see where it's gonna, you know, lead and see how far we can go and how far we can, you know, progress.
Ryan with Cycle News.
Thanks, Daniel. Yes, another one from Marvin. Marv, normally you're like a jumper through the whoops, and tonight you were blitzing them really good. Can you tell us kind of what made you feel so comfortable doing that and what you like about riding on such a technical track?
Well, just because there was no way I could jump those whoops, so I had no choice, and I had to skim the whoops. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because this week with DV we worked on jumping whoops and it was amazing. But yeah, at the practice track and on the racetrack is so different, and you know, we try to work on it and skimming and jumping at the same time. I know I'm pretty good at jumping, but on race day, it's hard. It's really hard because that dirt. There's so much traction, and the way he built that hook in the whoops, it's basically impossible to jump. So, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I wish sometimes we can jump more, and but yeah, I had no choice, so I went for it, and I tried to be consistent, and usually that's a section where I'm losing sometimes, and which I did again today, but I was pretty consistent, and a guy like Anderson was not able to pass me in that second moto. I know he was putting pressure on me, and then I actually put a gap on him, and I was able to ride my own race and win that second moto. So that was just amazing, and really enjoyed the track.
Cool, thanks. Congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Billy Rainford, Direct Motocross.
Hey, thanks, Daniel. Billy Rainford, Direct Motocross. This would be for Marvin and Eli. I mean, since we've got both of you guys on the podium tonight, I'm curious with the talk of one more year, retirement, Supercross only. If you were, both of you guys, if you were to look back over your careers, is there anything that you would look back to a guy like beside you there, Chase, who's after his first ever 450 title kind of thing? Looking back, do you guys have any regrets, anything you would change, just something you would tell the younger guys who watch this and would love to hear what you guys have to say about, kind of looking back over your careers?
Oh, yeah. That's hard. Everyone's so unique, and we're not going to give away all the secrets, right? But what's cool about right now is our group of guys is making it longer, and that's just, I think it's good to see that, you know, whatever. I'm 29 years old. You know, there's a handful of us, and Marvin's, I don't know what exactly
32.
you are. Yeah, 32. So it's cool to see the old guys up here, and I think it's just cool to see the depth, you know, of the sport.
I mean, yeah, it feels like I still have a long way to go when I see Justin Brayton, you know, doing Supercross only for many years. But no, it just, this year is kind of like a test as well. You know, my contract is only Supercross, so we'll see how it goes on for the future. I mean, I'm going to say it again, but changing my program is a huge thing this year. So hopefully it's going to help me for the future if I want to keep racing.
Okay, so neither of you guys would say, do this, don't do that. I don't have regrets of this. Like just no advice?
No, I mean, my advice is most important thing is to stay healthy. That's all there is to it. You know, it's like if you get injured, you know, you're always playing catch up. So staying healthy is so key.
And also, it's important to, I have a good result to keep having a good contract and a good team behind you and a good bike to keep racing. That's also very important.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Jason Wygant.
Thanks. Yeah, Jason for RacerX. I'll go back to you, Chase. What is the emotional ups and downs on a roller coaster of racing in this class? Is it a lot more difficult week to week than in the 250 days? And is that one of the big things to learn as you're adjusting to this class?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't want to say the 250 class was easy by any means, but I feel like I went through it fairly quick, and I got to the 450 class, and it was kind of a pretty big wake up because these guys are very seasoned and they know what they're doing. So I'm still learning, but yeah, I feel like each year and each race I'm getting better and better. Those crashes, like I said, are frustrating, but I feel like I keep learning, and you gotta learn from your mistakes. So I think, like I said, I'm just getting better. But yeah, it is emotional because one weekend you can be down in the dumps, and the next week you can come out and possibly win. So you just got to keep pushing, and like I said, you never know when you're about to break through. So you got to keep pushing, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I know you're pretty hard on yourself when it doesn't go well. Are you trying to not ride those lows and not ride those highs quite as much? Because we hear the veteran riders say that all the time. Don't be so low when it's low, and don't be so high when it's high. Is that something you're trying to do?
Yeah, it's a lot easier said than done, but it's definitely something I'm working on. Trying to kind of take those bad races and, like I said, learn from my mistakes instead of being down on myself. So, and then obviously the highs are really good and really easy to get through, but the lows, you got to kind of be able to manage that. And like I said, it's easier said than done, but definitely something I'm working on because not every race is going to be perfect. So you got to be able to bounce back and get through it.
We'll go with David Iser, and then LeBig will be the last question.
Thanks, Daniel. Eli, this is a non-racing question for you, but it seems like you've always had the Eli Tomac faithful fans, but it seems like this year, people that maybe weren't fans before, they're coming on board. They're loving the new fun Eli. Are you seeing that? Are you feeling that energy from some new fans this year?
I think so. I mean, this crowd felt it was like I was almost in Colorado. I mean, our truck was crazy. I don't know, maybe it was because we were inside here, but we had tons of people at our truck, and it was almost overwhelming. So, yeah, I don't know. It helps when you're winning, but we've been having a good time this year.
All right, thank you.
LeBig.
Yeah, that's not really a question, but I want.
Definitely not a question.
I guess not.
We can't hear you, Stefan.
Frozen.
Too big.
You froze up. I think that might be it, boys. Congratulations. We'll see you in Atlanta.
Oh, no.